Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for swinging by the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Whether you're here as a regular, or whether this is your first time showing up, I appreciate you coming on in and hopefully enjoying a little bit of what we have on the platter today. We're going to listen to Before the Rain, Lee Oskar. Not the whole album, but we're listening to the track Haunted House off of the album, his second studio album, which was released in 1978, reissued in 95. We're giving this a listen because it was suggested and sponsored by Will. Will, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you so much for the support as well. We listened to Mr. Oskar here recently with I Remember Home, and I was just very surprised by how, for lack of a better word, how fulfilling the harmonica was in the context that it was performed in. It just took me by surprise. So I'm kind of curious to hear how this track sounds. And can I tell you really quick, I'm going to pull it up here. It always looks horrible when I blow it up. But the album cover, you can't tell me that this isn't a kind of cool album cover. And I just noticed that it's one of those picture-in-picture album covers. What is that called? There's a phrase for that style. This is a cool album cover. He's just sitting there eating his apple, man. Let's go ahead and dive on in. We'll discuss it a little bit after Haunted House. It's the final track on the album as well, just for context. It's a cool album cover. Seemingly does for harmonica what Jean-Luc Ponty does for violin, you know? Walk that thing down, man.
Remind me
just being a line.
Remind me of a haunted house I once was in.
It's flattened out. And while I have no context of the rest of the album, that just feels like a finale. It is funky. I love, once again, the way he plays harmonica. I'm going to say it again, not that the music's not playing, just in case, like you didn't hear. But I feel like out of the two songs we've heard so far, the way that Oskar plays is kind of like the way that Jean-Luc Ponty plays violin in that jazz fusion context. You know, taking an instrument that perhaps is not the typical focus or trademark of the genre, and using it to express the music in a different way. Maybe not, changing the underlying genre, but the way that performance is handled, and perhaps through that changing bits of the genre. And I just feel like the way he plays the harmonica here is kind of acting like a horn, like a trumpet or a sax, and it kind of plays and hits those similar melodies, those similar notes, but the intonation of the harmonica provides a completely different kind of tone. And in context, it sounds so good. And like I said with the blast track, I wouldn't expect to hear harmonica play the way it is in this particular place, but and in such a manner. But the way he does it is, I think, incredible. Now, can't do it without such a strong backing band as well. There's a lot of great names here. Bobby Vega on the bass, returning from where we heard about him before. You got saxophone from Steven Kupka as well. Trombone, William Lamb. Piano, Herman Eberich, sax from Emilio Castillo, Greg Adams, who's playing drums. I'm trying to find the drummer here. As I'm glancing, I do not see percussion. Paulino DaCosta, and Greg Errico on drums percussion. I really like that straightforward pocketed groove on the drums, keeping things nice and tight for the rest of the band to kind of play and do their thing. The bass keeping a really nice locked in funky groove as well. And then, of course, Lee does his thing with the harmonica, and you hear some horns in there as well. I like how it's very straightforward and simply catchy as well. There's only one line that's repeated here. You remind me of a haunted house I once was in. That's it. There's nothing else in here that's changing. And I like how in a track like this, which you could really look at as an instrumental, this one sung line from Oskar is sung catchily. It's not overdone, I don't think. It's not overdone to the point that it's like, okay, let's just leave this as a pure instrumental. I don't want to hear this one line sung over and over again. Let's leave it alone. It doesn't get to that point for me. It remains perfectly as, I wouldn't say a chorus, but just as a repeated motif in here that adds a little bit of a funky, little catchy line for you to sing along with, because I was kind of doing it a little bit. And then you can focus back on the instrumentals right after. I really think that break that came in also was really cool. Was it about 2 minutes or halfway in? This is a snappy little break. And listen to how it returns. I love how it returns to the pocket after this song. Let me back it up. I could have just left it. Just walk that dog down the street. I don't know why that's always the image and the musical image that I get when I hear like a beat going back down to the 4/4. Like it's just walking that beat down the street, walking the dog down the street. Put it on that leash. Put that puppy on a leash. But it's such a smooth and streamlined track as well. There's a lot of little bits of coloring around the edges, but this is all very much contained and restrained. And it keeps it like just a fun, catchy tune to listen to. And I love the way he sings, you remind me of a haunted house, I once was in. And some bluesy tones to end the track there. I think that this is a really fun one to listen to. And it's really cool. Thank you so much for the exposure to Lee Oskar, because I And maybe also like I don't know, there's something stylistically I think as well when I'm looking at the album cover when I'm listening to his music that just puts me in the same kind of frame of mind of Jean-Luc Ponty for some reason. I don't know if they have any relation in any sort of way, but I don't know why, but they have a similarity to me for some reason. Anyways, you guys let me know what you all thought in the comments down below. My button's not playing. Is my computer messing up? Don't do that now. Don't do that. Play the thing. Will that work if I do it this way? It won't. Well, the Buy Me a Coffee is down there if you're interested. Will, once again, thank you so much for the recommendation, for the support. My thing is freezing. There it goes. Okay. I think we're in good shape now. Maybe. Still recording. Will, thank you. Hopefully this worked. And nothing's wrong. Okay.